Alright, so it's time for another Radiohead reaction here. Let me just make sure I'm actually recording because, okay, yes we are. Because last video, filmed that entire thing, didn't record. It sucked, but we're recording now. We're all good. Today we're going to be reacting to Hail to the Thief, which I believe is the next album after Amnesiac, which I just checked out. If you haven't seen that video already, go check that one out. Yeah, overall, I liked Amnesiac. I didn't think it was as good as Kid A. I also didn't think that it was as good as OK Computer, but it was definitely still a good album. This is, I put a poll on my channel, and this is the album that won in terms of the next one that I was gonna do. So we're doing Hail to the Thief. This is what, 2003, I believe. I kind of read up on this on Genius a little bit before getting into this. It said this is a lot more, and I saw in the comments as well, this is a lot more like just classic rock sounding. With Amnesiac and Kid A, a lot of that was more electronic, more ambient sounding, but obviously you still had elements of rock in there as well. But it says this is a lot more guitar driven, and it also says that the lyrics at least are pretty political driven as well. And you can kind of see that with the album cover as well. So I'm hoping it's not like too overbearingly political. I don't imagine it will be. I don't imagine it's going to be super political to the point where it's annoying. So I'm not too worried about that, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, we're going to hop right into this, Hail to the Thief. The first track is 2 + 2 = 5. Okay. Some like guitar feedback here. I mean, we're already starting it off with the guitars. Like I said on Genius, nice groove immediately. I like this. I like that distant little tone in the back, that descending tone. Those vocals are nice. Yo! Whoa! That's fast flow. Oh! Oh my, that was good. That was good. Holy. That was good. Okay, we're getting straight into it. Starting it off quick, bro. Starting it off with a bang. And yeah, you can definitely tell this album's going to be a completely different tone and vibe compared to Amnesiac and Kid A and even OK Computer. Like, OK Computer did have some moments kind of like this, but this is just like, obviously with it being more politically charged, it would be kind of weird to go with a more laid back and kind of like depressing sound. So they're really, it feels kind of angsty. It feels, I love Tom's vocals on that. He was doing some really weird stuff that I haven't really heard him do before. He was like going into some like really fast flows that were almost like rapping, and just the inflections in his voice. I loved, there was so much character in those vocals. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't like anything groundbreaking, but it was just a good song. It was a good song. That drop was nice, and it was just, I don't know. You just had to move to it. I don't really got much else to say. I couldn't catch much of the lyrics because I feel like I've said before, with lots of Radiohead's music, you kind of, I don't even know if you're meant to hear the lyrics on a first listen because they're kind of, the way Tom delivers them, it's kind of hard to tell what he's saying. But yeah, great, whoa, voice crack, great first song. All right, Sit Down, Stand Up. Oh, that's cool. Whoa, this is weird. Sounds like the piano's like being played in another room. Oh, I like that harmony. Bringing the bass in. We're building. No clue what he's saying. Arrange us? Another good song. Pretty different vibe to start with that one, with that kind of distant piano sounding like it was being played in another room. I really liked some of those vocal harmonies in there and a couple of those vocal runs that Tom was doing. I just love the build of it. I love rock songs that just build and build and build to get to this super satisfying point, and I think that did a pretty good job of it. The kind of laser sounds at the end there, I feel like usually I would say that those are tacky, and usually those would feel kind of tacky and kind of corny, but somehow they just fit. The laser sounds, they were like, it wasn't too obvious. They were just kind of really buried nicely in the mix, and it didn't feel tacky at all. Another good track. Yeah, I gotta like it, bro. That was another good one. Sail to the Moon is up next. More piano. Oh! This piano is beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. All right, so we started out with those two absolutely just hard-hitting, fast-paced tracks, and then we go into this absolutely beautiful piano kind of almost a ballad. There was so much just little production details that I loved in that. The piano sounded great throughout. Tom's vocals, once again, like, I just feel like, I don't know, the more I listen to Radiohead, the more I just love Tom's voice, bro. It continues to get better. Well, it doesn't get better. It just continues to grow on me. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Like, I was legit, like, I can't find anything that I disliked about that in terms of the sound of it. They do such a good job of just creating such a good atmosphere, and it never feels like anything's out of place, at least on this album so far. Backdrifts. It's giving me Amnesiac vibes. We're getting another one of these, like, really experimental ones. That's cool. I don't know how to feel about this. It's definitely too long. Okay. Strange song. Radiohead going. They've tried that a number of times. They tried that in the opener of Amnesiac. I think they tried it a couple other times on Amnesiac. There was one on Kid A, I believe, too, that was kind of like that. Just this really out there, strange. There's some melodic elements to it, but there's not much. It's really just like this almost like 8-bit kind of distorted drum. It's just that beat, and then you have that synth in the back there that kind of got repetitive. And in terms of Tom's vocals, I'm just not the biggest fan of the stuff that he does do on these types of instrumentals. I don't know. It's like I said, it's like what's that? Packed Sardines, Packed Crushed Tin Box, whatever the title of that opener on Amnesiac is. This was kind of similar to that, where I felt like there was some cool ideas, but once again, they kind of failed to bring it all together into what to me feels like a cohesive track. I like that switch up. Strange vocals from Tom once again, but I like this kind of accent that he's going into. That's cool. Oh! Alright. Go to Sleep. Lyrical content. I caught some lyrics in there seeming to be about not being very fond of political leaders, so there's that, I guess, which makes sense because people are always going to be unhappy with the government. That's just the way it's going to be. So, but yeah, I feel like that really brought like the life back into it. The one before that, I don't know, it took me out of the flow of this album, and that one, it hooked me back in. I'm back in. It was kind of similar to the first two, but it was still a pretty good song. I don't think it was as good as the first two, but still solid. All right, Where I End and You Begin is what we got next. Let's go. I already like this. Oh, those background vocals are cool. This is great. Whoa. That contrast is beautiful. That's what he's saying. Whoa, that was so good. Yo, that was That has to be the best song of the album. Best song of the album. The instrumentation on that was so lush. It felt so large and just spacious. And I loved it went into these sections where you had that more harsh electric guitar. It felt really gritty. And then that guitar goes away and you have this kind of spacey, ethereal vibe that's being created. And I just love the contrast of those. And then that ending there where that whole time Tom York was saying, "I'll eat you alive," but it was completely like just buried in this enormous mix of just so many sounds. So you couldn't really tell what he's saying, but then all that cuts away. It's just his voice. "I'll eat you alive." It becomes clear what he's saying. So satisfying. And once again, when Tom's voice got clear at the end there and you realize what he's saying, at least for me, that was really satisfying. So, great song, bro. Best song of the album so far. All right, and then we're going into We Suck Young Blood, so we're continuing with this kind of darker tone, I guess. The claps? I don't know how I feel about the claps. That's the only thing. Whoa! This is so ominous. I love it. Why was that so good? Why was that so good? Alright, in terms of the lyrical content, I'm guessing what it seems like is We Suck Young Blood. It seems like they're talking about people in power, the government, I guess taking advantage of people, young people specifically maybe, and it kind of framing it from their perspective, asking, at the start they're asking them all these questions, do you want this, do you want, you know? So yeah, definitely like a very ominous and sinister track where there's something that just isn't right. And frick, bro, when the pace of the track picked up, the intensity and just the energy of that was just insane. Beautiful ending. The only thing that I'm not too sure if I like is the claps. They might grow on me, but they feel a little bit gimmicky and a little bit corny. I don't know if they fit this track very well. But once again, who knows? I might listen to it more and the claps might grow on me. But other than the claps, I loved it. All right, so we're going into the gloaming. What does gloaming mean? Whoa. Let me search this up. Gloaming. This feels like a Death Grip song. What the heck? What Death Grip song does this feel like? Twilight, dusk is what gloaming means. Okay. Oh, the panning on that is nice. Whoa, that synth is just dancing around, bro. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. Alright, I feel like this is going to transition into the next song. That's what it feels like. That actually wasn't bad. That's kind of another example of Radiohead doing this experimental kind of just really different sounding song, but I feel like this one just felt a lot more cohesive and a lot of the different sounds came together more nicely, and it just made more sense. I was getting real Death Grips vibes at the start there, which was kind of funny from a Radiohead song. Could you imagine if Radiohead got a freaking Death Grips, if they collabed, if MC Ride just came on this and was just screaming his brains out? Yeah, I feel like once again that was a better attempt at doing something like that. It's not one of my favorites on the album, but it's definitely better than Backdrifts is the other one that did something similar. These drums are really like crispy, tribal sounding. That chord change is eerily similar to something off OK Computer. I can't place what song it is, but that chord change, I like it. It's just giving me like, I feel like I've heard that exact thing in OK Computer before, but I can't freaking place the song. What is it? It might be the Ender, the Tourist, right? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Yes. Oh, yes. That was great. That was great. Holy. Once again, going back to that really just like full of energy, just driving rhythms, and just sound and vibe and mood of kind of those first two tracks. Getting back to that. That was great. I loved the drum sounds at the beginning there. Those sounded really good. Guitar sounded great. I feel like that's something that could fit really snugly on OK Computer. Like I said already, there was a chord change in there that reminded me really heavily of OK Computer as well, but just the sound of it in general gave me OK Computer vibes. I liked it. It wasn't like the most out there Radiohead song, but I mean, they do good with these types of songs, so why not continue to do them? And it was enjoyable. Oh, yes. Why can't I pause it? That falsetto is so beautiful. Shout out to Tom, man. Shout out to this dude's vocals. That falsetto up there, beautiful. Tom is like right up here, right against the mic. Wow, okay. That kind of felt like an interlude to me. Real stripped back, real meditative, just a guitar and just some vocal layering by Tom. Once again, that falsetto was beautiful. Vocals throughout that whole little interlude type song were really nice. Guitar was nice. I mean, I kind of do wish there was a little bit more going on in the instrumental, but at the same time, I don't know. At the same time, it's kind of nice just to have a guitar, Tom's voice, and just those two things mesh together so well. So it's kind of nice to have that at the same time. Probably not one of my favorite tracks of the album, but it definitely wasn't bad. Alright. Looks like that's going to transition as well, so I got to stop it here. Punch Up at a Wedding. I don't know. That was another one that I just felt like I kind of had to move to. Really got me moving, you know? Got me vibing. This is me vibing, apparently. I don't know. I liked the aggression in Tom's vocals at some points in there. They didn't come across as, like, forced or cringy or anything. But, I don't know. I just felt like the instrumental and just the song in general could have done a little bit more. That just feels like an average track to me. I don't got much else to say about it. Myxomatosis. I'm actually kind of scared. What is Myxomatosis? Oh, yes. Let's go. Let's go. I loved that. Such an unsettling feeling to that. And I searched out what myxomatosis is. It says a benign tumor most often found in the heart. Yeah, serious angst and just an unsettling vibe in that one especially. I just loved the vibe of it. It just created such an unsettling vibe. Scatterbrain. Ooh. That's cool. Oh, that was strange. That was a really harsh cutoff for that kind of, what was going to be a reverby kind of screamed out vocal. It just like cut off. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know why that just stuck out to me. I had to point it out. All right, definitely a really somber track. The guitars were nice. Drums were nice throughout. I mean, there was nothing that really stood out to me to be super amazing about that track. I thought Tom had a pretty passionate vocal performance on that. I can definitely feel the emotion on that one. But other than that, I mean, it was just a pretty standard Radiohead track for me. Nothing crazy. A Wolf at the Door, the closer. Was not expecting this.
Don't you dare, don't you fling in the face. Mess me up, steal all the children if I don't pay the ransom.
Yes. I'm kind of confused. That was a lot to take in. I'm gonna like that one because I did enjoy it. Tom's vocals kind of threw me off at first. Let me take these off. Tom's vocals kind of threw me off at first with that song. He kind of felt like a different person, but maybe that's the point of the song. Maybe this is a side that people don't really see of him, and maybe he's playing a character. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was kind of weird at first, but I got more into the vocals as the song progressed, and they definitely grew on me. And the production on it was great, as pretty much always with Radiohead songs. So yeah, a pretty solid ender to a pretty solid album. Right now, off of a first listen, I don't really know how to rank this because I feel like the lyrics are a really important part of this album, and I didn't give much attention to those. I mean, there was a couple times that I caught some lyrics, but I definitely have to go look at those. But off of a first listen, not looking at the lyrics at all, I enjoyed this more than Amnesiac. I will say that off of first listen, I did like it more than Amnesiac. I can't decide if I liked it more than Kid A or not. It's close. This and Kid A are definitely close. They're really just completely different albums. The angst on this one, the energy on this one, but there was also some really unsettling, really sinister, really more laid back stuff on here too. There was just a lot of different phases to this album, and it was kind of a lot to take in. I will say the 14 songs, I feel like that could have been cut down a little bit. I don't know if I need 14 songs for this album. It feels maybe a little bit long, but there is still a lot of great standout tracks on here that I really enjoyed. There's one at least, which is Backdrifts, where they kind of went for that experimental sound where I feel like it didn't really work. And there was a lot of other tracks that just felt like kind of just standard Radiohead songs. But it was definitely interesting to hear Thom Yorke kind of get in his vocal bag, and he did a lot of vocal stuff that is really different compared to pretty much anything I've heard from Radiohead so far. So that was definitely interesting. Definitely a change up and a switch up that I enjoyed and that I thought went over pretty well. But yeah, I just feel like it might be a little bit too long. That's one of the things holding it back. But yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed it. Once again, Radiohead just continues to make albums that I enjoy. At this point, I don't think I got 3 albums left, I believe. We got King of Limbs, Benz, Pablo Honey. I don't think I'm gonna listen to an album by Radiohead that I'm not gonna enjoy. That's not gonna affect my perceptions or preconceptions going into listening to an album. I'm just making a prediction here based on their track record so far. I don't think they're gonna make an album that I dislike. This is obviously just off of first reaction. Once again, it's just my opinion. So if you think this is their best album, let me know down below. If you think it's their worst album, let me know down below. Just back up your arguments and give me some reasons. That's gonna do it. Hail to the Thief. Pretty great. Some standouts, some pretty great songs that gave me them chills. Some bops on here too that you can really move to, but maybe just a little bit too long. And Backdrifts is really probably the worst song on the album. So there's that. Radiohead, Hail to the Thief. Pretty good. Once again, another pretty good Radiohead album. Bye.